humans, we are those class of animals animals that are given to wanting, desiring, and also giving love. And then the other part of it is relationships cut across different spectrum, from marriage to casual to official to just name it, to sibling to parental. There are different kind of relationships. So I'm not limiting it to the love relationship or the romantic relationship talk this month. I'm looking at a wide spectrum. So for the weeks that have passed, we have tried to look at what love itself is and how does it come to play when it has to do with character. We've tried to see how that character itself, or love itself, pardon me, is a character trait. We have come to tell ourselves that yes, God may have said love your wife, talking about marriage now, love your wife as Christ loves the church. May have said wife, submit to your husband, and then you might even gone ahead to do the general one and say love your neighbor the way you love yourself, or all of those things, that those commandments that seem to be like, okay, these are the standards for us knowing that we need to express love. But away from that is to come to that understanding that the fact that those commandments were given does not mean that we arrived with everything we needed to love people. In fact, if the truth be told, is the fact that we tend to see so many things that make us not feel like loving. Yes, because we are human, we can react to situations, we can react to feelings, we can react to disappointment, we can react to expectations that are not being met. Yes. Those happen, and then they tend to challenge us, and we're wondering, am I capable of loving someone as wife forever? And so someone says, how do you expect me to love just one person all my life? They cannot understand it because they think that the emotional part of it is all that you have to care for. So we were answering the question a few weeks ago on this show, if love was automatic in a relationship. And then we were able to answer that there's the automatic aspect of love, is chemistry. The automatic aspect of love is the feeling part, is the eros part, is that part of you that you don't need to do a lot to trigger it. It does come and it does go. But we said apart from the chemistry part of love, there is the character part of love that requires building, that requires commitment, that requires discipline, that requires trust, that requires honesty, that requires integrity, that requires dependency, that requires all of those things, that requires you growing. You cannot not grow and say that you want love to grow. So you cannot come into a relationship being a snobbish person and wanting to remain like that. That love will die. The chemistry part of love will soon lose its steam, and you will need the character part of love to keep things going. And if you don't have it, you are going to just bang the entire thing on the wall. So we were able to answer that question about whether whether love is automatic. Whether love is automatic. We were able to answer that. And we went ahead to look at so many other things about, so for the woman, for the man, yes, love can be automatic. For emotional, for romantic love, for love within people in workplaces, for love within siblings, there can be the automatic part. Automatic is because I know you to be my sibling now, so I just love you anyhow. But you see, it comes to that time where you are wondering that you can't just, those moments when there are expectations, we need the character part of love to fill in the void, to help us meet up with the demands. So I needed to drive that home very well, because it happens to be the side where that part of value that I bring to my own generation, to help you see that love isn't automatic. You cannot continue to behave anyhow and expect people to love you anyways. You cannot continue to behave anyhow and expect people to love you anyways. It might be difficult. And it doesn't mean that they don't love you. It just means that they are human. It means that they expect you to be as committed to that relationship as they are. So if they are giving a lot to it by being so much, becoming better, then you should too. So I see ladies who think that, oh, because he does not love me, that's why he doesn't take me as I am. The guy says she doesn't love me, that's why she doesn't take me as I am. They don't have to take you as you are. You have to grow. So the fact that people love you does not mean that they will not demand standards, they will not demand expectations, and they will not put a task to the relationship at some point in time. And it's vice versa. Remember, nobody is perfect. Everybody is supposed to be work in progress and growing. And so it means that in that relationship where you found yourself, there is a chemistry part, but you cannot keep it going if you throw the character part in. Those two C's are crucial to character, love, and relationship conversations. Last time when we met, I was showing us the different other words for love that help us understand the fact that there are expressions that love takes from time to time. We looked at revering people, we looked at appreciating people, we looked at caring, we looked at so many aspects, and then those ones helped us, those synonyms helped us see that the traits of love, the expressions of love, are all character traits that we are supposed to build. Every time you hear about character, you hear about building. So the word building, for those who are in construction, you know that every time you hear building, it means that you are taking deliberate steps, you are mixing things in their right quantities, materials in their right quantities, you are following the steps or the processes that are supposed to make you. If you are supposed to do casting, and you are supposed to cast at a particular point, maybe the first floor, and you are casting either the lintels or you are casting the first floor where, the decking where the first floor will rest on, you know perhaps that you're supposed to leave it for a bit. You know the measurement that you're supposed to put. So when you talk about character building, it has ingredients. And when character building refers to love or talks about love, there are certain things are an expectation. So the fact that he is a man does not mean that he arrived this world capable of loving you forever. He may have to learn to love you continuously, even though he loved you emotionally from the beginning, affectionately from the beginning. But when it comes to him being trustworthy so that love can continue, and he is not, there's problem. Trustworthiness is a character trait. It can affect love. If it comes to the lady to be honest, and then she keeps collecting so much money for so little. So you say that I want to cook soup, and then to cook soup you ask for so much, and then you cut the money into two, use half to buy earrings, and then you feel that, oh, that is smart. We are here about women who say that you should never ask your husband for just the amount that you need for children's school fees. And I'm wondering, to what end is it? It does not just make sense to me. I don't know how it does make sense to them, but it does not make any form of sense to me at all, because I'm like, it's the same family. Don't you understand? The man is your husband. Yes, you may have found him to be akagon, like he does not release money, but you are also becoming like him by playing to the gallery, by following his. Can't you see that everything is going to become worse at the end of the day, because you are becoming like him by the things that you do, the things that you allow in the relationship. And guess what? You are never going to be able to explain it away by saying that, oh no, he's the one who first became like that and then I decided to follow. Those are coping mechanisms that we may bring up sometimes when we have issues in our love relationships, but it doesn't make it right. I'm just being real. It doesn't make it right. And I'm not speaking as a perfect person. I'm only speaking as a learner, someone who has learned to learn over the years, and to know that only by learning can you become better. So point here is, love can be challenged when the character traits that should aid it are not being built. Your love life can be challenged. If communication is a big deal for you, you cannot bring yourself to settle down and talk about things with your spouse, with your partner, with your sibling, with your colleague, with your boss. You do not know how to broker matured, simple, healthy relationship, communication. And you're expecting a relationship to work well. It might be difficult. In fact, it might be impossible. So character, love, and relationship is a huge thing to look at. And I'm loving the conversation because I'm also learning from it and saying that these things are real. We interact with them every day. We wonder why people are suddenly frowning with us who used to smile before. Nobody's mad. Nobody's crazy. I mean, at least they have not registered in Arrow as a mad patient. So it means that something must trigger something. There is no smoke without fire. So when you think, oh, this person used to smile before and grin from ear to ear when they see me, but now they are frowning, what could have caused it? So I tell people most of the time is always ask yourself what you may have done first before you just discard and think, oh, they'll come around. They'll come around. And if you are in a serious relationship and you are always hoping they'll come around, what if they do not? And what if you ultimately throw away something that is special and important to you because you decided to be careless? So you cannot be careless when it comes to love relationship, as it has to do with character. Character is important. It can grow a relationship to the point where it becomes the envy of the world, and it can crash it also. So I see in the social media this relationship, oh, okay, you knew he was doing this before and then you went into his life. How dare you think that you make him be committed to you when you knew he was never committed to the people before you? You have come into his life and you are hoping that he will be a husband to you forever, when you knew that he could not husband people who he met before you. The best he could do for them was ensure that they had children with him and maybe he's taking responsibility for the children, or he is not. And right now you are expecting so many stories, things happening in families and the rest. But the point I'm making right now is that love requires character to grow. If you want your love life and relationships to be better, you cannot throw your hands up in the air and say that you're helpless. Oh, there is nothing I can do to this. You cannot say that. So we said that so many other synonyms for love include deep affection, include fondness, include tenderness, include warmth, include intimacy, include attachment, endearment, devotion, adoration, passion, desire, and all of those beautiful things. Those words are all noun words, but if you want them to become active, you put them into a verb nature. You put action to them. So it's very, very important. Capacity for your love to be strengthened will require you building character around your love. Build character around it. Have respect, for instance. So there are some capacities you should build that will strengthen your love, and I'm going to leave it there because this is the last Friday. Okay, there's a Friday. I have another Friday, yes. I have another Friday. So, but today I'll just drop some traits that you should prioritize. If you prioritize them, I can assure you, I'm not a soothsayer, but I can tell you from learning and from experience that your relationships will be stronger. So let's take it further today by looking at it. What are they? Number one, respect. Honestly, there is nobody who hates to be respected. Even people who don't have respect. I changed the way I pronounce it to respect. So respect is one of those key capacities you should develop if you want your love relationships to be stronger. It's a character trait. Respect can be a home training thing. You may have grown to be taught to be respectful, but you see, if all you do is live by what your parents say is okay, you may sometimes decide that my parents they are not here after all, so I can be me. So you must get to that point where you own respect as a personal value, and you take it with you to every single relationship where you find yourself. So at the end of the day, when people are going to describe you, they're describing you as Olusola-Obasa. Oh, she's very respectful. It becomes one of the ways that you are described and identified. It will not matter anymore whether it's just a love relationship or a casual relationship or an office relationship or a sibling relationship. The fact that you have learned to own it. So I tell people that something may have been given to you so dutifully by your parents. When you grow up, if you don't own it by yourself, you will lose it as though nobody ever taught you. So it's possible to nosedive in value orientation or value build up if you do not own it. Owning it means that you're taking responsibility for it. You are looking out for you in everything you do. So number one trait that you should build to strengthen your love and relationship in terms of character is respect. We all know that they say that men love to be respected, but come, let me tell you, women also love to be respected. If you are doubting it, go share. If you read your Bible, you will see where it says that submit one to another. It's like saying respect one another, honor one another, respect one another. So there is no human being who is sane and okay who says, I hate respect. I'm here to see that person. I don't know about you. So respect. Number two, and I'm not calling them in order of importance, because if it was in order of importance, I should call this second one first. But so it's not in that order. Number two is trust. Hey! Where is any relationship without trust? In the gutters. No relationship survives without trust. So I'm talking about my main topic today as follow-up from the love, character, relationship series I've been running is capacities to develop to strengthen your love and relationships. Capacities to develop to strengthen your love and relationships, particularly character capacities, is trust. Trust. Ha! I'm wondering which kind of relationship can go on, even as little as, am I even saying little? Father to child, mother to father, team member to team member, boss to subordinate, lover to lover, partner to partner, business partner. Just name any kind of relationship you want and tell me with your full chest that this particular relationship that I know or am into survives without trust. Think of it. None. So, if you want your relationships to be strong, if you want relationships to do well, your relationship to do well, you don't have a choice but to prioritize trust and build it. See, I talk about building. That every time you hear character, the word building or development or formation goes with it. Formation is an active word. Development is an active word. Building is an active word. It means that these things will not follow you like anointing. You can pray, yes. You can say, oh God, help me, I want to be more trustworthy. But you will have to be it. You will have to do the things people do that make them to be called trustworthy. She'll get like that. You cannot say, I'm waiting for the day I'll be trustworthy. You dey joke. Oh, I'm waiting for the day that trustworthy is at the root. Trust is at the root of being trustworthy. So you want to be trustworthy? Do the things that make people trusted. For instance, let your yes be yes and your no be no. If you're honest, you most likely will grow trust. If you're sincere, you most likely will grow. All these things are also character traits too. So they're like the family that build trust. Sincerity, honesty, faithfulness, and all of those ones are like that. Those actions that prove that you want with integrity, all of them, put them together. In one family, they are trust boosters. Be a person of your word is trust boosting. Okay, so trust is another very strong capacity in terms of character that you should develop to strengthen your love and relationship, because it's important. Then the next one is commitment. Commitment is another capacity you must develop as a character trait to strengthen your love and relationship. Commitment is huge. It's demanding. It puts you on your feet. Like, it makes it a work for you that you have to do. You have to think about it. You have to plan around it. You have to schedule around it. You can't do things just about anyhow you like when commitment is in demand. Commitment is what takes the feeling of love and makes it something that can survive even when the feelings are dwindling, because feelings do dwindle. They go according to how your emotions, they work in tandem with your emotions, and then situations drive emotions. Of course, as you begin to grow emotional intelligence, you begin to master it, you can rebound more quicker and easily or easier than the average person who is not self-developing would. But that does not take you away from the table of your emotions. Flip-flop, flip-flop, flip-flop. Okay, but the rate at which they do will begin to change with more growth, maturity, and emotional intelligence. What's the next thing to say? Is that commitment is work. It is the work that you put into the love and the relationship. It is that character that says, I'm with you. It's that character that says, we're in this together. It's that character that says, I will not step back when I see you going through stuff. It's that character that says, I'll be there for you even when you do not deserve it. Oh, when I walk, it's work. But would it help your love and relationship? Absolutely. I can beat my chest. See, these traits, capacities that I'm asking you to build, and you have to build them. Don't forget. You don't say, Father, give me commitment. Father, give me commitment. And you are praying that you're on a 30 days fast, a 40 days fast, and you're saying God should give you commitment. God is saying, my daughter, when you are done praying, stand up and go and do everything that means commitment. And then come back, because by that time, you will bring glory to my name. So commitment shows in the things you do when you don't feel like doing it. Let me tell you the family of commitment. Discipline. So they are all in the family that help commitment. Discipline helps commitment. Devotion helps commitment. Consistency helps commitment. Dedication helps commitment. Have I mentioned devotion? It helps commitment. All of those committers, those things that be like you are pledging to something, they help your commitment. They do not wait to feel like it before they are present. They just know that they have to be present. So in that relationship where you are, how much of commitment are you putting in? And then, do you know those times when you don't just feel like being nice? Commitment is in question. Those women that are beg, not be every day. I can't be helping you every day. Those moments. So when that is missing, love suffers, relationship suffers. So I'm helping you see how character development, which is what I preach, teach, train, coach, and mentor, right? Olusola-Obasa, that is what I do. If I go to the corporate world, is what I do. If I teach you customer service, I must come back and help you see how your attitudes and values and character were affected. And it has not been proven wrong till now. Go and check about corporate culture and go and see the power of attitudes, habits, conduct, and eventually culture in driving the organization. And organizations that have learned to prioritize those things are doing better and have more chances of sustainability than those that don't. So what am I saying? I am showing you all through February. I'm dedicating February to help you see that, guy. If you want your relationship, whether love relationship or official or any kind, you probably are the leader where you are, and you're wondering why it seems like everybody on your team does not like you. They are loggerheads. Check those three things. They are not all, but I'm picking three today. So I told you about respect. And you know, respect, the demand of respect is when you choose to respect those who are younger than you. It's not African, no. It's not African. Okay, you probably were not raised that way. Probably were not raised that way. So when respect means honor. Honor is part of respect. Courtesy is part of. The family of respect include honor, includes courtesy, includes care, includes all of those endearment things that show reverence, includes reverence. So respect was the first thing I mentioned to you. Build it is a capacity. It will strengthen your love, any love or with any relationship that you have, whether it is love based or any other base. The second one I mentioned is trust, and I said I did not arrange them in on priority scale, because if I did, I should put trust first. And then the third one I mentioned, commitment. I have other things like communication. There's an aspect of communication that is character. So the character of communication that talks about how you say it and not just what you say, when you choose to say it and all that. But I don't have the time to delve into communication today. So all of those things. Empathy, for instance, is huge when it comes to relationships. Putting yourself in another person's shoes. That's when you now bring sense to feeling. That's empathy. When your feeling carries sense, it's riding on sense. That's empathy. Empathy has brothers and sisters like consideration. When you are considerate, okay, it's very important. Humor is another thing that works. Humor works in any relationship. There's no relationship where they say, I hate to laugh. I don't know about that. So all of that and so much more. So these are capacities to develop. They are not all, but these are a few for you to develop to make your relationship stand strong. Okay, I've done 30 minutes, and that's the time that I have for Mind Your Character with Boss Olusola-Obasa. I am grateful for Beulah, I'm not sure I'm pronouncing this well, pardon me, Beulah Quenta Omoregbe. Thank you for joining. You joined from the first minutes that the show started, and you've been here. I do really appreciate and celebrate you. Thank you. I do hope that you have found this useful. If you did, you can leave a comment to say so. And thank you so much. I have a training coming up tomorrow. You probably have seen the flyer everywhere. And this training is customer service in business game plan. So tomorrow we're at a workshop where we are drafting and designing customer service templates that can serve as fail-proof game plans for clients, so that in addition to the hardship in the world and in the nation, whoever is already in your basket as a customer can continue to feel like spending their money with your organization. They are not feeling like, oh, I'm looking for another place, because people have very low capacity to endure anything right now, including enduring wrong attitudes from anybody who is selling or buying or providing a service. So you do not want to lose what you have. Instead, you should grow that customer service to help your buyers, your patronizers, to a point where they are talking about you to others and are bringing more people to you. And your advertisement is now making sense, because when they come in, they really feel like settling in with you. All of that we will be doing tomorrow. If you will still like to be a part of the training and you haven't registered, we still have room for a few people to join us. Please leave a message in the comment section and I will ensure that you get the link to register, or just come to the training venue. I'll leave the flyer in the comment section once I'm done, so you can get the contact details, or you may just call 081-061-2081, or any of these platforms will help you reach us as quickly as possible. And I want to thank everyone who celebrated with me on the 19th of February, clocked 25 years of being a value-driven person in the corporate workspace, and I'm so thankful for it.